What's going on, my fellow patriots? It's your boy, the Puerto Rican Conservative, and today I have a question. I see everybody screaming MAGA, make America great again. My question to you is, how are we supposed to make America great again if we're not even working on making ourselves better? Now, I wanted to go into full detail about something. Let's talk about ideas. Let's talk about ideologies. Let's talk about what it really means to be aligned with something, and let's talk about a difference of opinion. Because it seems that people are misconstruing ideas. People are restructuring what it means to find yourself aligned with something. And because of that, I think it's important. Even though I tend to lash out, I also think that it's important to educate people. And because of this, I wanted to share this idea that I have about what it means to believe in something in comparison to what it means to simply support it. A person like me, the Puerto Rican Conservative, as everybody knows, my name is Ramon Aponte. I'm of Puerto Rican heritage, and I'm a proud American. I've been fighting in favor of Donald Trump since Donald Trump was in the primary. I was full aware of who Donald Trump was before the primary, because I knew that everything that was associated with Donald Trump at the time was nothing more than just stigma and propaganda, knowing what I knew about Donald Trump. I supported Donald Trump way before Donald Trump even ran, because I knew who Donald Trump was as a person, which is more important than who he is, or who he became as the poster child of an idea, make America great again. I've constantly been saying this since the beginning, since the primary, through the primary, past the election. How can we make America great again before we make and work on ourselves? In order to make ourselves better again, we have to refine and recultivate certain ideas that are just part of a bigger and broader system called cultural Marxism. We are under attack, and it's not until we address this issue head on, and even those that sometimes appear to be our friends and our associates and fellow patriots, even those that we feel that we're aligned with, we're not aligned with, because we have a lot of infiltrators amongst us. There are a lot of people in our groups and a lot of people in our friends list that are just there so that when you say the slightest thing that deviates away from anything specific to what they believe in, they'll be there to moderate you. They'll be there to put into play the importance of political correctness, in order for them, through political correctness, for them to exercise cultural Marxism, which is changing the culture of America, which is changing how we address issues, which is changing how others perceive the information that we're relaying forward. Because ultimately, if we're being moderated as commentators and we adjust to these tactics and these strategic ways of voluming our opinion, then ultimately we also in turn moderate our audience and their susceptibility to unfiltered and unadulterated truth. Shaming. What is shaming? Shaming can be constructive or it can be counterproductive. It all depends on how you implement the idea. Now, let's go into a little detail about what is the difference between a person like me who believes in an idea and a lot of other people who simply support it. A person like me who believes in an idea, I show it because I'm passionate about American politics. I show it because I'm passionate about relaying information that I know in my heart that will help and assist fellow Americans and fellow patriots in their search for truth. It takes passion and it takes love, and it takes true alignment, something that you can learn. You can't learn to be something that you was never created to be. You can't learn to be aligned with an idea overnight. You can't. No matter how many of us try, we can never accomplish that, because we'll be going against not only our nature, but according to psychology, we'll be going up against our own cognitive dissonance, which is basically the mechanism that stops you from retaining information that will conflict with information that already exists in your mind. And this information begins at childhood. It begins with our traditions. It begins with our upbringing. This is when cultural Marxism begins. So when our parents were exposed to different ideas, to the political correctness, and how they from that point on needed to relay their information, then we were no longer susceptible to truth, unpassive truth, unfiltered truth, uncontaminated, undiluted truth. We then became the victims of the harsh realities of life, where we started creating our own oasis to escape our own nature. Because ultimately what we're actually showing by believing in political correctness and by implementing cultural Marxism is that we ourselves too are intolerable to certain ideas or certain ways in which information is relayed forward. I believe in the ideas of conservatism because I know what conservatism stands for. People that support the idea don't understand my passion. They don't understand my anger. And my anger extends from the fact that sometimes I feel that I've been handicapped. I feel that I've been handicapped when I can do as much research on somebody that I believe is within our parties, within Republicans and conservatives, that are basically helping and assisting the left to stigmatize us. When I've launched attacks against these people, there's always been people willing and ready to defend these people. Because then they utilize the same strategy over and over. Why are you shaming? Why are you ostracizing? Why are you labeling people? Because they know and they understand the psychology. And the psychology is that as long as you can stigmatize people, you can moderate their behavior. As long as you can label a person, you determine the standards of discussion for them, and you govern the principles that restrict their opinions. This is not by chance. This is all pre-planned. Some people are naturally moderators. Some people are naturally intolerable. Some people don't want to believe in anything past what's in front of their nose. So when you guys see me mad or you see me angry, just understand that there's a difference between a person like me who passionately believes in the ideas of conservatism, who passionately fought for Donald Trump throughout 2017, 17 million views, helped a lot of Hispanic Americans and a lot of Puerto Ricans find their way back to our roots, conservative values. And even with everything that I've accomplished, I've never had to boaster about what I've done, because ultimately the reward comes from seeing people that are in their hearts and in their minds truly ideologically aligned with me, interacting and engaging with me. That's all the reward that I'll ever need, because it means that I'm succeeding where other people fail. I'm addressing topics that are bothersome to to a vast majority of people. And I've managed to consolidate a great amount of true patriotic Hispanic and Puerto Rican Americans under one page. I have 10,000 people on this page alone. Maybe 7,000 or 8,000 that hate me, but know that most of the time, every time I'm speaking up on something, it extends from truth that can be easily discoverable, and it extends from fact that is easily researchable. And because of this, these people that hate me and despise my attitude and dislike my mannerism stick around. But it's not because they are aligned with me, but because even though they support the ideas that I'm relaying forward, they're not like me. They don't believe in the ideas of conservatism. And this is why it's bothersome to me. And this is why I feel so passionate when I talk and I touch up on topics. And all I get back is a weak degree of reverse psychology. Because I could honestly say if people could actually challenge me, if these people could actually mentally challenge me into a race, an information race, to see who gathers and compiles and consolidates and narrates a story, the most credible story wins, with the largest amount of reference and links, I would win. But cultural Marxism, through political correctness, tells them that the best way to win an information war with me is by saying that I'm shaming them, is by saying that I'm trying to ostracize the right between what I consider traditional right-wingers and alternate right. But in all actuality, that's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to set the pace for everybody else so that people realize that we don't have to put ourselves in a box. We shouldn't have to put ourselves in a box to allow others to put us all in one box, and that box is called the right. Because as long as we put all ourselves in one box called the right, anybody that comes into the right and infiltrates our parties, then from that point on become the embodiment of the right. So we can no longer ask ourselves from that point on forward why the right is being stigmatized. The right will be stigmatized if we allow ourselves to be placed in one box instead of acknowledging that at a micro-fractional level, we're polarized. We're ideologically divided. Principally, we don't see things eye to eye with a lot of things. And that's okay, because that's what makes us beautiful as a people, as the American people. But there's a fine line between being an individual with individual opinions and being a person that is drawn to the controversy of contesting anything that you believe that you can contest just so that you can tell yourself that you're right about something. I don't wish to be right about anything. I wish people would share information that would teach me something, but unfortunately most of the time I have to debunk people because people are not dealing with credible news stations, credible websites, credible news outlets, credible information sources. And because of this, you guys have left it up to me, the believer, to go out there, do the research, and consolidate this information for you guys in order so that those who support the idea can support the idea to one day everything that they hear and everything that they've learned, they can relay it forward to their kids, and they can then, from that point on forward, raise kids that are believers in conservatism rather than supporters. With that being stated, everybody, I want everybody to stay safe and stay informed. I know I've been on a rampage today, but like I said, I'm a believer and I'm passionate about the things that I believe in. Supporters can never understand that because they only support the idea. So they can never understand the passion that comes with believing in something. With that being stated, everybody, stay safe, stay informed. La Maga. Let's all make America great again. One topic at a time. Always. God bless and stay safe.